Good evening and welcome to another scene in the living world of darkness, the Camarilla Anarch venue. Tonight we are at a public place, one of the many bars in New York. Two members, one officially welcomed member of the Clan of Beasts, and one of his brothers of the Blood, are currently sitting and, well, they're sitting, but what are they doing?
Alec is sitting down, probably has a cigarette there, kind of just keeping an eye out on the place, kind of watching the doors as he kind of just looks over at his brother going, "Are you sure you are ready for this type of thing then?" Kind of smiling at him.
As he looks over saying this, Samson is pretty much very casually sat down, his arm over the back of the chair, the guitar case leaning against a bit of table in front of them. Alec, I fucking told you already. I'm ready for this shit. I'm born ready. Look, I want to get in on this shit, right? It's a war zone out there. Motherfucker,
Right.
do you think I'm going to sit by and let all this city turn to fucking dust?
But one should not always go seeking trouble and conflict. It makes mistakes. Remember, we have to be smart about this.
Alec, please. You know who the fuck I am.
I know, but I have some groups that will be interested in your talents, but first we must get things official done. You know, we don't want anyone thinking you're one of them. He'll smile.
Whoa now, boy. Whoa. Look, you gotta be a little careful with that one, you know? You don't know who's fucking listening. But, fine. Get this shit sorted out. I'll go meet your buddies. We'll have a nice little chat.
All right, no need to get fancy. Alec could just lean back, kind of waiting.
There is a man approaching the table with a smile on his face, and he's a man, 40s, probably, dressed a little too well for like a normal bar, but it's not like he looks as though he should be in a fairly nice restaurant and not a bar, but he raises a couple of eyebrows as he enters, but he has a smile and he just casually walks down, nods to the bartender, and just exchanges a few words with him, and just comes down and good evening, Alec.
Theodore, there you are. Alec will stand up and shake his hand, and he have a big smile on his face.
Good to meet you again. Hope the night finds you well. This is your brother, yes?
This is Samson. This is one that is very eager. He kind of just smiles.
Nice to meet you. Samson fucking Blackmore. I just saw you this. What exactly? Well, I'm here. Well, we're not exactly brothers, you know. It's old partnership, you know. As he offers his hand out to the gentleman.
One could say you share a kinship, a brotherhood of. He looks around and he puts out a hand to shake.
Oh yeah, Samson takes his hand quite firmly, in fact, and the quick shake, and he sits back down.
You can tell that he's wearing gloves, by the way. And he sits down and I'm assuming they're sitting somewhat private.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Kind of in the back one, kind of in the back boots, basically.
Well, he's not speaking too loud. He just says, "Well, brothers of the blood, you share clan."
Yes, he is one of mine.
Some would call that brothers, but I'm not to presume anything. A pleasure to meet you, Samson. My name is Theodore Williams. I am another master of politics in our dear city. I've recently spoken with Alec, and he said you were interested in being introduced, so to say.
Theodore. Okay, I remember that name. Yeah, admittedly I've been around a little while, but I've been hopping around. I thought maybe now it's time to get in there and show my face properly.
Okay. Well, that's honorable. Not everyone would jump into the middle of a war. Well, at least not a warm one.
Well, don't worry, Theodore. You'll understand when you get to know me a little better. All makes sense.
Well, I am looking forward to it, I suppose. Anyways, you are, have you recently gotten here, or are you a, what should we say, native?
New York? Well, I've been in and out a few times. I mean, me and Alec had our little run-ins a few years back. We don't speak about Brooklyn anymore, but that's a story for another time.
Quite so, quite so. Old war stories.
See?
Yes.
Now you're getting it.
Yes, I do know some of those myself. Not yours, of course, but my own war stories. But I do not wish to bore you or Alec. No, well, the sheriff, by the way, has announced that he plans to take a major offensive action tomorrow night, and I believe Alec has spoken with Mr. Spillane. I do believe he needs all able hands on deck, so to say.
We will be there. We will provide any assistance required that you will need of us.
Very, very well. I'm glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Now, Samson, since you are, well, not that much of a native to this city, I would assume that Alec has let you in on certain basics.
Alec a smile. He taught him a few things.
So do not go for a midnight walk in Central Park. Do not go to Staten Island, and keep your wits about you when you are in Queens.
Yeah, of course. I look, I don't plan on doing anything like that. I'm staying close to the family and all. Make sure, well, like I said, it's my return to New York. I'm here to make a difference. I'm not gonna go get myself killed that easy now, am I?
Well, I have seen such a thing before, so people willing to, there is nothing you could get to run into the fray as easy as a eager young man. I've seen that quite a few times, but
Well, would you look at that? He's already trying to judge me. Theodore, my man. You just wait. Just wait. That's all I'm saying.
he sits there for a moment or two and just looks at him. Well, I am free to make whatever patriotistic judgments I want, I suppose, but you're right. A man's measure is made of his actions in the most trying times in his existence, and I have still to see what you have. But I am assuming still that you are younger than me. Is that not correct?
Well, I'm also assuming so too.
Well, you are a young man, and I do not believe that there is any derogatory implied in such an address.
No, it's fine. It's all fine.
It is rather that, or, well, a more apt description, which I would appreciate for myself. I mean, would you rather be called a stinking old pile of bones? That would be an apt description for myself, you see.
Oh, please, Theodore, you're looking charming as ever. I mean,
Well, thank you. No, it is really no trouble. I do have, well, I do have things to attend to, but it is good to see one of the clan of beasts joining, well, one more joining the city. We have had an influx as of late, but, well, I'm quite pleased.
Good, good. Well, I'm glad we're off to a good start, Theodore. I'm really am.
Quite so. I'm assuming that you are a native of the more southern parts of this great country.
Maybe. Or maybe that's what I want you to think. Who knows? All part of the plan. Well, it's a mystery. You'll find out. Fun and games, Theodore.
Fun and games indeed. He begins to smirk in a not necessarily totally pleasant way. Like for a couple of seconds, you see like a grin that is a little more mischievous than before, and it just nods and just, oh well, it will be a genuine pleasure. I think you will fit in very well here. But do you, Alec or Samson, do you have any questions for me? I mean, there might be something I would be able to assist with.
What is situation on this cat problem? If you don't mind me asking, do you need me and Samson to start actively looking and maybe questioning animals in terms of maybe reprogramming some of them to tell us of specific locations or something?
Well, I need to speak to Nikki as your clanmate, since she would have some capacity for doing this on a larger scale if this is indeed a large problem. But I do believe that Mr. Lucius's, what shall we say, short-term solution is probably not going to solve the problem.
No,
since stray cats is quite plentiful in the city.
I would agree. I mean, if we can maybe figure out one, and if Nikki and I could work together, maybe we can pull the clan together and come up with an effective strategy if that's what you need us to do.
Quite so.
But other than that, we are prepared to assist in any way possible.
Sure. I would like that. I will have a word with Nikki at her earliest convenience, and hear if she is willing to do this.
She would be willing. She is one of ours.
Yes,
so.
it is not her I'm worried about. It's more our, esteemed hound. His solution, however brutal, was perhaps called for, given how the night progressed. He looks displeased. He's smiling, but it's clearly like a sarcastic smile because he does not seem pleased with that.
Perhaps I could talk to our esteemed hound and maybe come up with a more pleasant but more standing off for a while and let us do our work. We, after all, the esteemed hound and I, we have a sort of a similar ideology, but I understand the importance of maybe withholding such excessiveness, if you get me.
Yes. But I just hope we can spare the next couple of odd cats that might come across Lucius's path and save
Yes.
from a very brutal and abrupt end.
Whoa. So let me get this straight. I just from the what I'm getting from the reply, you're telling me this motherfucker's been shooting cats?
No, stabbing them with a broken off end of a champagne glass.
Fucker.
Well, there seems to be a certain number of cats running around the city who are, noting what we do and reporting back to someone. So, as his role as hound, I would actually say that he did, however brutal it might be, a necessary evil, shall we say. And given the fact that the location we were in, it is not officially in Elysium, was attacked not an hour later. Well, perhaps his seal was somewhat warranted.
Of course, the cat followed me to my apartment, and next day people tried to break in. So it's a method of tracking, from what I can understand.
Alright, so the idea I am getting now is be afraid of the fucking cats, alright? I'll keep my eye out.
Yes, but as I said to Mr. Lucius in his quite immediate action, it would perhaps be better, this is the plan, or the conundrum I am currently working on, perhaps with your planmate Nikki and Mr. Alec here, and yourself, there might be more effective ways of taking these cats and hurting them, so to say.
Well, I'm not being funny here, but I want to make a small little suggestion. Have you guys thought about, setting up your own little dolls to follow these cats? See where they go?
And that is something we can discuss. As he kind of puts his hand on Samson's shoulder with Nikki, our clanmate. I have a little idea she might like.
Alright. I'm just making a suggestion. Trying to help. That's all I'm doing. Trying to help.
I'm afraid that my duties and nightly routines have taken quite a lot of my time, and this would take time away from other things that I cannot, in my position.
Do not worry about it, Theodore. We have this under control. We will sort this shit out. You do whatever you need to do. Leave this to us.
Clan Gangrel will handle this problem.
Yeah. I do believe that our working together, our collective action will prove a great asset to us all. I really do appreciate meeting the two of you. I believe we will have a very productive relationship. Now, would there be anything else?
Would you be able to find information on, I believe in the report that Lucy and Jasmine and I gathered, there's a cop who was a ghoul. Able to find any info on that for me by any chance? Be a useful source of noting, he seemed like police chief or something, maybe captain or something like that.
Well, I do believe, I suppose I could look into something for you. I will get back to you, although are you certain that the sheriff is not looking into this at the moment? I do believe he is.
It is just, it's just maybe fresh pair of eyes or something. Interested in it, I thought I could take a look myself. Just to give maybe free in case we miss anything.
Right. Well, I will have a talk with the sheriff first. A small, short talk, but if so, I can perhaps look into this.
It would be gracious of you to do so. I could just smile and nod.
Well, perhaps. I will just make sure that we're not doing work that has already been undertaken, but sure. Now, if you do not have any other questions.
Oh, I have a question. Don't you worry about that, dude. I was letting you finish. So, when am I going to have to meet the prince?
Prince is, you can tell, is quite busy with the...
Oh, but of course. I just, it's standard procedure as far as I know.
Normally, I would advise you to accompany me to meet him tomorrow or tonight, perhaps, if you had time. But given the situation, he will have some problems in his time schedule for the couple of coming nights. But I will, well, since you are not the only one who has not been introduced to new people, I will try to um, have the prince make an exception to his great efforts to keep the masquerade intact,
Of
and
course.
have an introduction, a formal meeting where he will introduce himself. And
Of course. Of
you will
course. I
introduce yourself.
completely understand. Of course. I just, I don't want to be in a firefight and I've got my guy shooting at me. You understand where I'm coming from?
I believe that in a fight, you will see all the participants from our side beforehand. I do believe that the sheriff would not just throw you in a situation without having you know who to shoot at and who not to shoot at.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard that one before.
uh, well, I will take it up with Mr. Spillane if that was going to be the case at some point. This would actually happen here, but I think Mr. Spillane is quite capable to do this.
Good. Good. Well, thank you, Theodore. Thank you for putting my concerns at ease.
Well,
So,
there's no problem at all. That is why I'm here.
If there is nothing else, we should, me and Samson will talk more business and get moving. He'll just give a smile.
Sure, I need to be on my way as well. Please,
yeah.
have a very good evening. The both of you.
Same to you, Theodore.
Oh, you too, Theodore. Please take care of yourself.
Oh, I always do.
Good man. Good man.
He bows a little and he begins to head out.
And as the Theodore has left the table, quite clearly out of earshot, Samson just kind of rolls his head over to face Alec. So, Alec, who are these friends you want me to meet?
Well, give that time. One is the hound he mentioned, and the other is a very nice young Toreador, ambitious. You will meet them in time. Just let us be careful. We need to make clan strong first, and we need to resist damage. Da?
Oh, yeah, of course, of course. I just want to get the ball rolling, I don't want to sit in the dark.
Patience, Samson. We first must assess the clan itself, and then we will begin our action, okay? Just this once.
Motherfucker. Fine. 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 Yeah, sure. Why not?
I could just smile and nod. Good. Now, I must go. I have some stuff to do. Contact me if you need anything, as you kind of just tap Samson on the shoulder and fix his jacket and head out.
Samson just kind of sits there for a moment, alone at the table, and looks over at that guitar case, leaning up against it, and almost mimics that same wicked smile that Theodore had on him. He nods. Oh boy, Blackmore's back in business.
And with that, the scene will come to a close. Thank you very much, players, for playing, and watchers for watching. Good night.